How do you stand out in a market like South Florida? Or like, have you figured out sort of how to just niche down really tight into like the Palm Beaches area? Or like, how are you? I mean, there's so much content and there's so many big names, like you mentioned, celebrities and stuff. How are you standing out?
So it's one through utilizing my media of Hello Palm Beaches, which is a lifestyle. However, I'm also doing other actionable things on the back end. I am focusing particularly on direct mail through absentee owners. We have a large base of absentee owners, and anyone can do this. You can go, you can find an area where you can get the zip codes. Actually, a lot of MLSs offer it for free if you're through the database. If you're a realtor still these days, you can access a lot of these zip codes even in your own neighborhood for free. You turn them into mailers and you can target people. And you can also make sure that the thing is with that is though, and this is with any media, you have to keep doing it consistently. You can't send out one mailer and expect to get business. It has to be over time. I think there's a fake saying in marketing. I don't know if you guys have heard this, that you have to see something 7 times before you actually
We have
remember.
heard that fake saying.
I don't know if it's real or not, but if you think about it, it's probably pretty true. You have to see something over and over again, and then you're like, oh yeah. And the reason why I think finding a niche is really important is I could do a mass mailing to my entire neighborhood over and over again. But for me, absentee owners are people that may or may not be thinking about selling, especially in a great market. They have this additional asset they might want to offload. And so finding a niche in real estate is very important that you can then market and advertise to, in addition to the other content forward facing things you might be doing. So you start to see this kind of whole circle perspective of what it takes. And really, I mean, what nobody really talks about is how much of an entrepreneur you have to be to get into this business. We're talking about marketing, advertising, sales, mindset. You're an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. So if you're going to get into this business, you have to adapt that mindset. And I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but I feel like people that are natural performers make really good real estate agents.
Agree. Yeah, you see a lot of musicians, a lot of actors, stuff like, yeah, I agree.
I think I know why. Because when you have to go out to an audition, I mean, I'm going to lump myself into this. I wanted to be an actress back in the day, and I've always been a performer. But to go out and take ridicule and rejection and be able to be told no nonstop, picking up a phone going, hey, let's check it in on what you're doing, doesn't seem as bad as having to put yourself out there as a performer. So I don't know. I think performers are naturally probably good real estate agents.
I remember when I showed up to the coffee house and to play music, and only one person showed up.
Oh, only one person.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Did they buy your tape though?
Nope.
Nope.
I played a lot of shows where there was only 3 people in the audience, one being my mom.
Yeah,
you know.
And I love that you're using direct mail and obviously that strategy. You said you can't just blast them over and over again with the same thing. Like, what's your sort of strategy? Like, what are you sending the absentee owners? What's the messaging? What's sort of your cadence? Like, what does that actually look like?
So I'm doing mine on a quarterly basis, so 4 times a year, and I'm sending letters. I am personally not doing postcards. I am taking an envelope, I'm putting a stamp on it. It's a little bit of extra layer. However, I've actually yielded results and I've gotten listings this way. And it does take the time, but people are more inclined, and obviously it's a demographic thing, right? If I'm sending mail, it's probably a certain demographic of people that are going to more be likely to open up mail, right?
Yeah.
But it actually works. And the messaging that I use is I'll do different messaging every time. A lot of times I'll put QR codes on. I love QR codes. Remember when they first started and it seemed so weird, and then the pandemic came, we're like, thank God for QR codes.
Yeah.
But I put that in to direct people to, my YouTube channel and talk about what's going on, because a lot of my
super smart.
They don't live here. So you're kind of making these connections. And I think that you can, even if you don't know what to mail somebody, if you're like, this is a good idea, what do I do? You could just kind of Google search direct mail letters. There's a lot of great examples out there. And another hot tip, if you want to get the mailers, is there's a company called The Share Group. They're really fantastic, and you can directly buy their the dresses from them as well.
Hey, Stay Paid listeners, wasn't that a great clip?
It sure was, Josh. And if you want to hear the full episode, make sure you click right here.
Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.
Come on, click right here.
It's right here.
Yeah.
We got you.
Right here.
It's not that hard. Go ahead.